He blocked me. What a f***ing loser. Literally, what a f***ing loser. I'm calling her.
All this talk of intentional dating in 2026, and I'm actually intentionally not dating. And the reason why is because I just don't have 3 to 5 business days to wonder why a guy isn't texting me back. Did his phone die? Did he fall asleep? Is he exploring the Mariana Trench? No, girl, he's not Jacques Cousteau and he has 100% battery. He just doesn't like you. Now go outside, drink some water, and touch some grass.
Here's the thing. Girls love to complain about guys not making the first move anymore. Like anywhere. Like whether it's on an app, like whether it's on Hinge, whether it's on Raya, whether it's on Layla, whether it's in the grocery store, no matter what. It's like guys just aren't approaching girls like they used to, allegedly. But like anytime a guy will actually put himself out there, they're getting ridiculed. Like even my sister's friend group, one of them came across this guy on this app Layla where like he had put paint and sip as the first date that he wanted to go on, which is like the whole point of the app, to suggest something. I think it's cute and interesting and different. They were dragging this man through the mud. Oh my god. Like it's the most ridiculous thing in the world that he was putting himself out there saying that he wanted to do a paint and sip with these girls. Of course they don't want to talk to you. They're afraid. If I was a guy, I'd be afraid to approach a girl. I'd be afraid to suggest something cutesy and different because that's what's happening. And you're mad every guy wants to go to a bar and get one drink like 5 minutes from his apartment. Hello? I'm not saying you have to give your phone number to every single guy who asks. I'm just saying like, wow, we gotta tone it down a little bit, I think.
Okay, listen up. The only reason why a man is ever going to block you, listen very carefully, is because you affected him so much. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, in every way you could think, you have affected this man. You made him have an ego death. Perhaps he felt like he could have you at one point and then you showed him he couldn't have you. Maybe you showed him that you're thriving without him. Anyway, this person cannot deal with seeing you on their screen, so they block you. What's the opposite of that? The opposite of that is just indifference. You're only indifferent if you don't care. And when you're not bothered and you're so focused on your life, you don't need to block the man, but he blocked you.
Getting blocked by a guy is genuinely wild, yeah, because guys, they don't just block anyone. And it's probably the same guy that doesn't remove the girls off his phone even though you told him to. Yet you managed to hit that nerve to the point where he ended up pressing that block button. Anyway, if you're a guy, what is your thought process behind blocking a girl? I want to know.
If a man ever, and I mean ever, blocks you from seeing his Instagram story, he's a bitch. He's a bitch and he deserves to be treated like a bitch.
A man who can walk away from what he wants for the sake of what he needs is a man who can never be controlled. Be that man.
Walking away used to be a bluff, a move men made hoping she'd chase, panic, and pull them back. In 2026, it stopped being a bluff and became a skill. The men mastered the clean exit. No threat, no ultimatum, no dramatic door slam. Just gone, and staying gone. The bluff became the policy, and the women who counted on the chase are unraveling in real time. If you've trained yourself to walk and not look back, subscribe to Alpha Reloaded. We teach the masterclass.
If you've been unfollowed or blocked by a guy on Instagram, it means you still got a chance, and let me explain why. I've got guy best friends and they've told me this firsthand. Guys aren't like us girls. They don't care about who they follow, who they unfollow, who they block. They usually won't do that unless you got so under their skin. And if you've been blocked or unfollowed by a man, please tell me what you did, because that is queen behavior. Guys are very easy and simple, unlike us girls. You know, if someone does us wrong, we usually unfollow them or block them because we don't care to see them. Whereas guys don't really think that way. They just think, oh well. So if you've been blocked or unfollowed, you must have gotten on his nerves. And you know what? I think that's beautiful. Who doesn't like getting on guys' nerves, especially if they deserve it?
Women are upset that men aren't approaching them in public anymore.
No. In fact, I would like all men, except for my husband, of course, to stay away from me and learn to shut the fuck up.
The art isn't in the leaving. Anybody can storm out once. The art is in never circling back. The 2 a.m. text, the I miss you, the return to the apps where she's still parked. Those are the moves men finally deleted from the playbook. The return trip is where every inch of lost ground gets handed back for free. Mastering the walk means never buying the return ticket. no matter how cheap it gets.
I'm really trying not to crash out right now, but I'm actually really pissed. Matched with this guy on Hinge. He's really chatty, funny, playful, asked for my number. We were going to go out tomorrow night, right? Text me, hey, here's my Instagram, creep if you want to. So I look him up on Instagram, it's private, so I click follow. Go back to Hinge. Unmatched me. I was like, oh, that's weird. Like maybe because he already has my number. And then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go see if he like accepted my follow request. Blocked on Instagram. So how is that supposed to make me feel? Like, I know I probably shouldn't be like looking into it. Like maybe he's just not interested. But I'm like, did he look at my Instagram and think I was ugly? Like, I am really having a hard time with dating, and I don't know how to like make that not about me, because that really hurt my feelings. Like, what? I just don't understand these freaking men. I am so over this. Like, I don't want to be doing this. And I know this is how you find people, but like, at what cost?
Here's the top 3 reasons a man to go ghost on you in 2026, and most of them don't have nothing to do with you. Number 1, he was never serious about you in the first place. A man that can go ghost was a man that was on games. A man that can go ghost was a man that was unintentional. A man that can go ghost was a man that was just planning on using you. I get it. You like, but he showed me this intentionality. No. He was pretending. When a man go ghost, he shows you who he truly is. That man never has serious intentions on being your boyfriend, your fiance, your husband. That man has serious intentions on what? Number 2, getting what he wanted from you. Sometimes a man goes ghost is because he already got what he was looking for and you thought it was your heart. No, I pretended long enough to get access to sex. Maybe I needed entertainment. Maybe I needed a therapist to help me get over my ex. So I'm on a date with you, not because I'm looking to marry you. I'm looking to distract myself. That man got what he wanted. And this is why he went ghost. And let me explain something to you. When you go ghost, it's because you don't want to face the person you used. And number 3, sometimes a man don't fit into number 1 and number 2. Sometimes he really did like you. Sometimes something just happened while y'all were getting to know each other and he's not mature enough to have an adult conversation. There are certain men that can get into a relationship, but they don't know how to end a relationship. It is easier for this man to run away than to stay and fix whatever issues he has. And whether it's man number 1, number 2, or number 3, a man that can go ghost on you is not a man that's for you. All right? God won't send you a man that comes in ghost clothing. All right? So if a man that's went ghost, count your blessings that he disqualified himself. So you can find a man that's actually ready. All right?
The discipline behind it is what separates the men from the boys. Walking away while you still have feelings, while part of you wants to turn around, while she's testing whether you'll fold, that takes a governed mind. He's not numb, he's controlled. The feelings are there, they just don't get a vote anymore. A man who can feel the pull and still keep walking has a frame she has no tool to break.
I lost a good guy listening to friends' advice of if he wanted to, he would. Keep it private. I regret it so much to this day. I really feel a lot of people would benefit from dropping this idea of just chatting with friends about your love life and instead looking at it like every single time you're talking to someone about your love life, you're silently agreeing to be advised by that person. Because it's impossible to expect your friends that love you dearly to not be reacting to what you're saying, to not give their thoughts, their opinions, or even if they don't say anything, it's like you're still getting a response from them in the moment that you're talking. And the reality is, if you have someone that's in your head, they're advising you. That's how you want to think about this. And I think a lot of people have this habit of seeking all these different perspectives as a way to alleviate their own discomfort with uncertainty or wanting to decode a situation and all of this stuff, but it ends up just creating things that you really don't want because there's too much interference. I feel like so many people would benefit from asking themselves, who do I trust to advise me on matters of the heart? And choosing wisely from there, because the answer should not be my 15 girlfriends from college. Like, that is obviously not going to be the right answer. It's like, it is such a vulnerable position to put yourself in. And so I think people really need to be mindful with who you're discussing things with and where their head is at, where their heart is at, what their experience is. And I really feel like it should be taken more seriously.
The testing is what triggers the exit half the time, and the women never learn. Pick a fight, create drama, threaten to leave. The classic loyalty test. Run to confirm he'll chase. The mastered man takes the test, reads it for exactly what it is, and grants the request. She wanted to see if he'd fight to stay. He answered by demonstrating he'd rather leave. Test failed. Except he's the one who passed.
The thing, girls love to complain that guys don't make the first move anymore, whether that's in person, whether that's on Raya, whether that's on Cuffed, whether that's in Trader Joe's, you name it. Guys aren't approaching girls like they used to, like once upon a time. Get this. Guy will have the balls to approach a girl in public, and the girls are so mean to them for no reason, just because they don't think he's cute. I'm not saying you have to give your number out to any guy that approaches you. If you're wanting men to be more comfortable approaching women in public, you have to be nicer to them. Give them the time of day. You know, like boost the morale, boost their confidence, so shoot them down and you're a bitch to him that he'll actually go approach another lady out in public. A systemic issue for men not having the confidence to approach women in public anymore. And though I get it, if I was a man, I would not want to approach a girl in public and her be a bitch to me, because man, that shit sucks. I think we all need to be a little bit nicer sometimes. But yeah.
The ultimatum era is ending in real time. Do this or I'm leaving. Only works if he's terrified of you leaving. A man who's mastered the walk hears the ultimatum, nods, and helps her pack. The bluff only functions when the other player won't call it. And a man with options, peace, and a full life isn't bluffing when he says, okay. She bet the relationship on his fear and discovered he was fresh out.
So men don't approach women anymore because they're often referred to as creeps and they're scared of rejection. It's something that I hear a lot of. And I wanted to personally speak to this because I have a lot to say, because I am the biggest supporter of men being men and men pursuing women. Okay, so I'll preface this by saying that. But the problem is, a lot of men pursue women knowing that that woman is not interested in them. And therefore it leads to this negative culture with it. I could speak from my personal experience. I am a very respectful person. For the most part, any person that has ever approached me, tried to pursue me, that I knew I was not interested in, that person did not leave thinking about, oh, I've been rejected, what a terrible experience, they were never felt like a creep, none of that. However, I cannot tell you how many times I had been diplomatic or respectful about the decline, and it has led me to being borderline harassed. Whatever the reason may be at the time that I had rejected these people, I have heard things along the lines of not caring that I was in a relationship, or insinuating that my relationship is not going to work out or not serious. I have been told, don't worry, I like guys, so don't worry about it. Like, it was just clearly a lie. I've been told so many things under the sun. I've had people follow me. I've had people grab me, like while walking, to stop me. I've had a man grab me, right? So this is where you start to have this negative perception about this idea of being approached. And so the issue lies in the fact of men being able to decipher when a woman is genuinely interested, especially when that woman is very, very clear with her intentions. When someone says, I'm not interested, I'm not available, no, anything alluding to the fact of no or not interested needs to be taken with thank you, have a nice day. And that's how we create respectful encounters with approaches. And that's all it takes. And I think it's just certain people that overdo it and give a negative
kind of perception of it, based on the fact that they have no idea how to read social cues, or they just don't care to, and that's a huge problem. And that's my 2 cents.
He's so cold is the verdict, which is rich, coming from the person who manufactured the chaos he's walking away from. Cold, apparently, means refusing to participate in the drama she designed. The mastered man isn't cold, he's regulated. And to someone who relied on his emotional reactivity as a control panel, a regulated man looks like a malfunctioning one. The buttons just don't connect to anything anymore.
Okay, ladies, listen up. The only reason why a man ghosts you, this is the only reason, stop believing what everyone else tells you. There's only one reason why a man decides to ghost a girl that he likes. All right, and it's a deep reason. There's a psychological reason as to why he ghosts you. All right, so listen up. The reason why he ghosts you is because he is trying to avoid accountability. Simple, all right? Because in order for him to communicate to you what he's feeling and what he's thinking, his feelings and his thoughts and his emotions, he needs to communicate that to you in a healthy way. But in order for him to communicate those things to you in a healthy way, he needs to first access his emotions. And he's not in tune with his emotions, unfortunately. Okay? So it's easier to drop out, run away, and ghost you. Because by ghosting you, he gets to avoid accountability. He gets to avoid being held accountable. He gets to avoid having a deep, vulnerable conversation with you where he would actually need to access his emotions and feelings. He would need to go inwards. He would need to do introspection. He would probably need to have an ego death. Oh, and he does not want to do that. Okay. He ghosts you because he's done something wrong. And he knows he's done something wrong. And that could be anything, all right? It could be him just not being able to tell you how he truly feels. Or it could be him just not being able to commit to you in this moment of time. Anyway, the guy knows he's doing something wrong. That's why he's avoiding you. See, when people do something wrong, and they know they're doing something wrong to that person that they're involved with, they avoid you. All right, this is the psychological reason why people avoid you, because they know they've done something wrong, because they know they're not communicating, they know that they're not leading with positive, sincere intentions. He was probably enjoying his time with you and he knew that he wasn't going to commit to you. Just giving you examples. So by him ghosting you, he gets to avoid you. He gets to avoid being vulnerable. He gets to avoid being held accountable. He gets to avoid uncomfortable conversation with you, letting you know where he stands emotionally. And he doesn't want to do that. And chances are he's an avoidant. Okay? He's an avoidant, so he's avoiding any kind of vulnerability. He doesn't practice open communication because guess what? Open communication terrifies the living life out of him. So if you've had a man ghost you recently, that is the reason. It was because of that? No, it's because he wants to avoid accountability. He's avoiding you. He's seen your messages and he just doesn't want to reply to you because he knows he's done something wrong. So he's avoiding that emotional fallout.
What makes her unravel completely is the permanence of the mastery. This isn't a man taking space. It's a man who closed the account, changed the locks, and never once glanced at the building in the rear view. The walk away in silence, executed cleanly, is the one move with no counter. There's nothing to argue with, no door to slip through, no thread to pull. He didn't just leave, he graduated.
I'm just going to respond to this. So that's pretty simple. That was a threat to his ego. When you ignored him, and then when you responded back saying, what message did I ignore? He read that as, she doesn't care. She doesn't even notice me. A lot of people have really high sensitivity to rejection. And in order for him to feel like he's got the control in this situation, he decided to ghost you because that gave him a sense of control. Okay? Because when you were doing all of this to him, he lost his sense of control. He started to feel like you were rejecting him. When he double texted you, he also felt like he was in a vulnerable position at that point as well. So basically what you've done is you've kind of given him a bit of an ego death. And when you give men ego deaths, they will try and have leverage, okay? Because Men, whenever they're talking to you, they're always going to want to have leverage because they have a superior complex, okay? They need to be superior at all times. So because you made him feel like he wasn't wanted in that moment, he then told himself, well, I'm going to hurt her before she can hurt me because I'm not going to let her be the one to reject me. I'm going to reject her first. Okay? I hope that explains it.
Walking away is the easy half. Staying gone is the masterclass. No 2 a.m. text, no circling back, no checking if she noticed. Feel the pull, acknowledge it, and keep moving anyway. A man who can leave clean and never return holds the one frame nobody can break. Master the walk and you'll never be controlled by the fear of it. Subscribe to Alpha Reloaded for more. Drop your thoughts in the comments and hit that like button on your way out. See you next time.